Why buy your next vehicle from Community Motors of Mason City?
Great service from 3 locations: Community in Monroe, Community Motors Westside, and Mason City Ford. 10 new franchises and hundreds of vehicles to give you more choices. Plus, Community offers an exclusive 3-3 warranty on pre-owned vehicles and 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty on new. Need more reasons why? Stop or visit CommunityAutoGroup.com.
Because nobody beats a community deal. Nobody.
Higland is a gem of North Iowa. We need to market it that way. And I don't know, I don't know what's been going on in the past, or maybe they've done everything they can. But one thing that I know for a fact that just knowing is they don't utilize Facebook and other social media sites and do free marketing. That's just one idea we can easily get out there to hit the younger generation.
Actually, go ahead. No, I'll let you go first.
Correct me if I'm wrong in interpreting what you said.
Okay.
The golf manager or golf course manager, or pro of the man, is a 9-month job, and then also a 3-month job after the course closes, which you utilize that person in some capacity. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, no, we currently have a golf course pro. This proposal actually says we hire a program coordinator instead of a golf course pro. I don't know what the qualifications to be a golf course pro is, but there are certain things for a program coordinator. Obviously, during the interview experience, I'm looking at people that have worked at golf courses. But also just because we know Higland's not a full-time job year-round, utilizing them in other areas, creating programs during the off months of Higland.
Well, they can also,
go ahead.
It would be my understanding is that they would also be able to do some marketing and PR work during the winter months.
Oh yeah, no,
it's closed, and that's something that's been a challenge over the years. Is once that course closes, we don't have anybody to work on that kind of PR stuff during the winter months.
But with that being said, I don't care. You're pretty inefficient if you have to spend 16 weeks, 40 hours, 16 weeks of marketing. Eventually, that time will run out.
Right.
You will saturate the market. So utilizing them doing that, I mean, once again, their job is to make sure special events happen, possibly pick up 1 or 2 league activities, fun league activities for adults during the winter. But their focus is to make Higland a success. Myself and the person we would hire would probably look at a new type of, I wouldn't say management plan, but a new way we can market Higland Golf Course. The way we market it, if that's offering possible leagues, trying to also generate more revenue with our concession stand and our beverage cart. Both of us will be working together with the actual staff changes. This allows me to focus on, with my full-time staff, like the golf course this year, and then if we're having issues in a different area, I can actually help focus and provide a lot of energy and support in those areas. Now, come Labor Day, or come Memorial Day, I'm swamped at the pool, campground, and running adult sports. So if any additional staff need my help, I do my best to do it, but a lot of times there's daily things that have to be done, and if we're not doing those things, my programs will go to the wayside, and whatnot. So this actually gives me the ability to actually be the recreation superintendent and help focus on all areas. Also, with the additional program change or staffing change, you can actually on the last sheet, and the couple were just the org charts, so you can kind of see. We would actually have someone focus on special events in golf. I think they could do citywide special events, because most of our special events that happen in October, December, January, March, April, what's going on in those months, those are very downtime months for the golf course. We do have a fishing derby in June, but it's a one-day event. They're not going to be swamped 24/7, especially during the week at the golf course. They can be doing other things besides the golf course, planning these events and whatnot. And also myself and the other staff is there to assist when they need help. Also, I put down kind of adult bags or cornhole, actually finding gym space to do that, or adult dodgeball. Our adult sports program, it's kind of funny saying bags and dodgeball is considered adult sports, but I think we could expand that if we have the manpower. This would allow us to expand sporting stuff like that during the winter months. Also, by moving things around, it will free me up when we get things set and people get kind of trained in their position, where I could start some senior citizen programming that I've said in my interviews is one thing I just saw from the brochure that we could easily do. And if that's just coordinating card clubs or day trips for senior citizens where we coordinate all that, that's something that I think we could easily do, and have that program, pay for itself by program fees. And that's just more additional things we're serving the public on. Because right now we take senior trips maybe once a month during the summer. A lot of times those get canceled because we really don't have the time to market and everything else going on. But I can also focus on that when things get running smooth. The bottom line is, if you combine rec and golf course, we're looking at a negative $644.60 impact, which we could easily make up somewhere. So, by doing this, I think this also, will revive, put a revival into the golf course.
I know we talked on the phone today about the position and some of the stuff. When are you going to start the interview process for that person?
If this gets approved tonight, it goes to council next week, the 15th. I've had conversations with Administrator Trout, and hopefully we can get something on the street, a job announcement 16th, 17th, or 18th, and have it run 3 weeks. Take a week, the following week, to go through apps, sort them out. Hopefully have interviews the next week, and within 2 to 3 weeks, they're hired within the first week or two of March, just in time to open. I'm not too concerned. I can fill in what needs to be done from there. And we also have a great resource, not just advisory committee. John Ganson knows how to open the course up. Yeah. So he knows what he's doing. So I have no doubt in my mind that if this gets approved and also next Tuesday gets approved, we'll be good. We'll be good for staffing, and we want to bring them on right away, right?
Right. Because really, we need to have that individual working really the first week of March. They need to be working on things. They've got to hire the rest of their staff on top of that. I mean, Brian does a lot of interviewing for of youth as we head into the seasons about the same time, and we can incorporate it as one of the interview things that he does, so we can have most of the youth that work out there, the part-time help that works out there hired heading into the season before the new person would be hired. But there may be a few positions that are still open. We're looking at a couple of things I didn't cover. We're looking at possibilities of whether or not there is interest of private businesses to potentially manage the pro shop with the clothes. And instead of us buying all the clothes, maybe there's a company in town that sells that type of stuff that would be willing to be in that shop, and we would get a cut, and the rest would be theirs. And then we wouldn't have to have that inventory and hassle that we have of buying 20 shirts and then 5 sell, and we have 15 left over, and carrying them over to the next year and all that. And then also looking, we're going to want to sit down and really analyze how we're running our concession stand and what type of coverage and what type of staffing do we need for that, and that's something that still needs to be finalized, but we're kind of kicking different possibilities on it.
Well, you touched on two of the things I was going to jump into there, because I think we need to contract out that pro shop. It just needs to be contracted out. I mean, find a contractor, take it over.
And I'm hopeful that we can. I think
the restaurant's the same thing. I think we need to contract out the restaurant. We just.
I don't know if I 100% agree with that.
Government can't run business. That's really all there is to it. Government doesn't do a very good job of running business.
Well, I think
I've heard nothing but complaints about that restaurant.
I understand, but
100% complaints.
I also have turned around the concession stand at the pool in not Higland, but the adult complex. I understand. I've turned around I turned around a restaurant on Naval Air Station Key West, and also
These guys
thing.
don't want hamburgers and hot dogs. They want a lot better food.
Okay,
than that.
well, and if that's
Well,
where you
well,
guys
yeah.
want to go, you know, we can always contract. I mean, I don't know how that process would go, but
I mean, that's where we need the input as to if the people are willing to buy. You know, that's one of the things that I have concerns about is do people stay to eat, and is it because they don't like what's offered for food?
Yeah.
Or they don't want to have dinner there?
They're sick of it. They're sick of hot dogs and hamburgers. They want prime rib if they want to have a party out there. We're not going to do prime rib. You're
No.
going to have to bring a contractor in to do this.
Right.
Do it right.
But that's
And
okay.
I know that we had bad luck with contractors in the past, and it's part of the problem why it's in the enterprise fund now. But that doesn't mean if you do it right and you watch your numbers, there's
And I
still
think-
room to make money.
And I think with staff's experience in running the other concession stands and stuff, I think they can handle that. Thanks
No,
for the
I mean,
contract.
I would look at it, we've invested in all the equipment and
Yeah.
everything now. I think that if you ran it, then you can take a crack at it, and then if it doesn't work, you can contract. But there are also same issues that I mentioned regarding contract employees with regards to having John run the golf course. There are the same concerns with regards to a contract employee running a concession stand. Because they're using all of our equipment, they're setting our hours and our restrictions that we're placing on them. Are they truly a contract that they're running and doing it the way they want to do
Well,
it? So-
it's definitely a fine balancing act. I know that for a fact.
and Frank, I guess if this all goes through, give me one summer, and if you're unhappy, then we'll open it up. Give me one summer to prove myself.
Well, I got two more things I want to tackle. One of them's the debt. The debt's got to go. We're going to be in the red for the rest of our lives. That's all there is to it.
Well, the thing with regards to the debt is the debt doesn't affect anything relative to the operations, and it doesn't affect, the only thing it affects is that we don't make capital purchases there, because if we did, you'd put it further in debt.
So why not write it off?
Well, it's a mentality issue as to whether or not it needs to be or should be written off. And
It
that's,
needs to be. It should have never been put in the enterprise fund. When they flipped it over, they should have taken
Well,
it out of
and
the general fund.
part of that
and
was-
They should have upgraded and cleaned it up before they even put it in the enterprise fund and gave them a
well,
solid
part of
chance
that
to
was the
start it.
conversion from the way Jan Pritchard was paid and some of the items that he owned, and there was a lot to that conversion that happened in 2006. So, you know, really, you look at it, I mean, it's only 20,000 operating in the whole. I haven't seen Kevin's final numbers for the month of December, but my prediction is we're only 20,000 in the whole operating budget over 6 years. So it's not a substantial number, and
Well, I agree with you, but there's other people that don't agree with you because they've
that's
turned it into a major issue in the
well,
last
the
month.
mentality issue is do we spend general fund money to pay off something that a small group of people use within the community? And that really is a decision the city council is going to have to make.
Well, they need to make that, they need to tackle that, and make that decision, because we can change the management all we want, but until we start cleaning some of this other stuff up, this thing's just not gonna look good ever. I mean, you know, you can't pay a $20,000 water bill every year and come out good. You can't have a $75,000 debt sitting on you forever and look good. It's not gonna happen.
Could you say, Frank, that operating has been about 20,000 deficit in the past 6 years?
The total cumulative operating debt over 6 years is about 20,000. We've had years where we lost 70,000. We've had years where we made 30 and 20 and 10 and 4. You know, it's out of 6 years, out of the 6 years from 2006 to 12, we have had 3 that were positive and 3 that were negative. And when it all adds up together, we're only about between 15 and 20,000 in the hole. I don't give you an exact number until I get the last number from Kevin for this year. But that's where we're at. We're barely in the hole over a period of 6 years of operating that course.
I hope this new business model works out. I really do. Because the golf course particularly will benefit. You know, I didn't know the operating is only 20,000. That's really not too bad, really.
Not too
I mean,
bad.
wish it was 0 or a plus side.
Oh, sure. And then you take the bad year that we had with the flood, you know, it might be telling you it's a positive number for 6 years.
Well, I hope it works. If not, I think that we'll give it a try. If not, I think we can make some changes and contact you. Our conversation today, I hope you will live up what you said, and I know you will. local golf courses or in Iowa. Pick out the ones that are successful and see what they're doing to make them successful. And hopefully hitchhike on it and bring it back to Mason City.
This goes through, I'm going to put a lot of legwork in January, February, figuring out, I mean, they're going to take a chunk of my time. And trust me, this, I want to make sure, I can't promise this because I can't promise anything, but I will promise I will do my best that it shows black every year.